So, I don't know what to say after Peter. His speech was shocking. Especially his experiences are shocking to me because, as an entrepreneur, started from a basement and building a company which now acts internationally. A lot of his experiences are part of our dreams, I would say. But, here we are in small Greece, which makes miracles, of course. And we're used in these miracles. Beside that, people don't know it. So let's speak about one miracle, and I will wear the hat not of Globo, which most of you know me. I will wear the hat of the chairman of the Hellenic Association of Mobile Application Companies to tell you about this new venture, which I think is very exciting, and it speaks, in the heart of everybody because it's purely Hellenic. So let's see, what we do. I know that most of this data is already known to you. 1 billion people will use smartphone by 2016, which means more than 20%, and from which 350 million will be using it for enterprise use. Mobile phones market will surpass 1.3 million by 2016 and will represent 35% of overall technology investments. Mobile application market will surpass the value of $55 billion by 2015. Now, what's interesting when Cisco says that is that during 2012, the number of mobile devices is expected to surpass the global population. This is the technology, that takes any comparison with other technologies, by far. So let's see something that is quite recent. 2005, we were talking about convergence, and then we were mostly focusing in one bill, triple play thing, mostly speaking about the networks and the price of the service. 5 years later, we had new devices coming up like iPhone and Androids, and we were talking about applications on the device. And then we were mostly speaking about the device. Now, by 2015, we will be talking about an ecosystem with tens of devices. And as you already see, smart TVs and other media and other devices where you can interact with, they are becoming more and more reality of our day's life. So we're talking about ecosystems. Speaking about ecosystems, let's see also some of our habits. Probably you've seen that. I don't know where we stole it from. But, it's something that we always do. I think that we may stole it, from your everyday habits. And this is what we do on a daily basis. And if we don't do it, at some point we will do it. I know my father that does it. He is almost 90 years old. He had troubles, following me in the business path. But he managed to integrate with technology because of a new device which is called iPad. Before that, he could not work with a laptop or a PC. So I think that the devices, as they come and become more friendly and more easy to use, they will make more and more people to interact with. And they will not be just the people who are used in the technology, because these, they're just followers. We're talking about the new people, people that have never used technology, and this is the great opportunity for everybody. So here we are. It was quite challenging. There are a few companies that actually thought about the Hellenic Association of Mobile Application Companies at the end of 2010, speaking about how we can sit together despite the fact that we're competing to the same customers, and create a dialogue and actually build something out of it, which could be an ecosystem. So back then it was formed by 32 companies which were brave enough to sit on the table and find a common dialogue, especially the biggest ones, which are actually competing with each other. And now we count 64 members, which are all Greek companies, but most of them, they have already an international presence, and a very strong international presence, as you see. So we, as a company profile, most of the companies have operations outside of Greece. Overall, HAMAC members operate in more than 40 countries. They have gained the recognition of international investors, and they're listed in stock exchanges, including New York, London, and Athens Stock Exchange. They employ more than 4,000 employees with high quality and educational level. And their overall revenues reach almost €500 million. This is 2010 data. 90% of their mobile, they represent 90% of the mobile application sector in Greece. They have been recognized globally, winning significant awards. Their market base includes the global mobile operators, and they offer a wide range of services and products, including application development and platforms, services, value-added services, mobile marketing, communication, and content. Now, our activities as the Hellenic Association of Mobile Application Companies are always changing, but we're just trying to put them in a very simple manner so that we understand each and every day what we are supposed to do for our members. So we emphasize in growth, in extroversion, in funding and intervention in order to achieve better tools for our companies to operate and to grow. So for growth, we have focused purely in international prospects, and we're building activities that help the companies reach the markets outside of Greece. And we are also establishing a center of innovation, including a cluster, which will not have probably, the typical form of a company or something like that, but it will be an ecosystem, and this is the most important. Inducing growth by funding, by research and development, marketing, business development, commercial synergies, legal and patenting, which is something as a very strange word for Greece, because here in Greece, and especially in the European zone, we don't have pure patenting about services and software. Now, in terms of extroversion, we are doing several activities, including activities like a workshop, we call it Let's Go Out, which was followed by a business trip in Silicon Valley. We took a lot of our members there, meeting with investors and global companies, a visit to CES 2012 in Las Vegas, a workshop with the U.S. Embassy here, supported by the U.S. Embassy here and the Trade Department, expanding your business in the U.S. The participation with our own stand, which I think it will be a landmark for us in the 2013 Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Business trips in several countries and business missions, and a program for international fairs participation together with NAV, which is the Semiconductors Association. Now, in terms of funding, we're doing several things. We're looking for funding, as to help our members, but the strongest members, they also provide funding through several ways. One of it is the participation as co-investors in the newly formed Jeremy's VCs. We participated and we helped the overall design of ICT for Growth and DigiMobile funding programs. We participate in European calls, including the flagship Future ICT program, and we negotiate with banks on behalf of our members in order to provide and to build better funding schemes, even supported by the European Investment Bank. In terms of intervention, and this is where we actually have already a dialogue with the telecommunications with a regulator here in Greece.